Commission on Elections Chairperson George Erwin Garcia says they will issue a show cause order against Centerways Construction President Lawrence Lubiano on September 11. According to Garcia, Lubiano is being asked to explain why he should not be charged with an election offense for supposedly making donations for then-senatorial candidate Chis Escudero. Garcia says the donation is considered prohibited under Section 95 of the Omnibus Election Code. Following the contractor's reply, Garcia says they will ask the former candidate to explain next. In a separate text message to reporters, Escudero says he will adhere to whatever orders will be issued by the Comelec to prove that he did not violate any law. President Bongbong Marcos previously revealed that most of the flood mitigation budget from July 2022 to May 2025 only went to 15 contractors, including Centerways Construction. Escudero had confirmed the contractor donated 30 million pesos to his 2022 senatorial campaign. While Escudero admitted receiving the donation, he denied helping the company secure flood control projects. He said the firm had been winning projects even before he joined the Senate and that he is not a business partner of the company. Meanwhile, the poll body is also set to issue separate show cause orders to all 52 contractors who allegedly funded the campaign of 2022 election candidates. The Bureau of Customs says 8 luxury cars owned by the family of contractor Sara Discayas may be smuggled for having no records of import entry. In a press conference on Wednesday, September 10, Customs Commissioner Ariel Nepomuceno says 8 out of the 30 luxury cars under the agency's custody were found to be missing import entry documents and payment certificates. When asked if the cars may be considered smuggled for having no record of entry, Nepomuceno answers,
Yun ang assumption. Kasi wala kang dokumento So, yun ang assumption namin.
In addition, BOC Assistant Commissioner Vincent Philip Maronilla says that it is still an assumption as there are many possibilities on how the cars were imported.
Makikita namin yung complete picture, sabi nga ni Commissioner, once we get to the next phase of the investigation.
Aside from this, Nepomuceno shares that 7 other high-end vehicles have import entry documents but have no certificates of payment. With this, he says that the consignees and the owners will have 15 days to present proof that the 15 cars were legitimately purchased. If no proof is presented after 15 days, Nepomuceno says the agency will issue a warrant of seizure and detention. This order authorizes the agency to physically seize goods suspected of violating customs laws.
Pag hindi kami satisfied or hindi maganda yung kanilang pagkakapaliwanag, tutuloy po tayo ng seizure proceedings. At this point, mukhang doon na rin naman patungo yung direksyon na yan Binibigyan lang natin ng pagkakataon yung consignees na pinagbilahan ito at yung mismong owners ngayon.
Meanwhile, Nepomuceno says that 14 other cars were reported to have import entry records and certificates of payment. But Nepomuceno knows that they will still be subject to post-clearance assessment even if they came from authorized car dealers. At a Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing on September 1, Discayas admitted to owning 28 luxury vehicles. Citing social media reports, Nepomuceno previously noted that the family owned as many as 40 luxury cars. The Department of Justice says it has already issued subpoenas against the suspects in the case of the missing sabungeros. In a public briefing on Wednesday, September 10, DOJ spokesperson Miko Colavano says the department began issuing subpoenas on Tuesday, September 9.
Yes po, subpoenas have been issued from the preliminary report given by the National Prosecution Service as against the 59 or 60 respondents in the case of the missing sabungeros. Dahil po marami yan sila and we usually serve that personally, the service is still ongoing.
The suspects include business tycoon Atong Ang and actress Gretchen Barreto. Whistleblower Julie Patadongan earlier identified Ang and Barreto as the personalities involved in the case. Patadongan alleged that several police officers were also involved in illegal activities supposedly committed by Ang. He also claimed that the missing sabungeros were killed and buried beneath Taal Lake in Batangas. Ang has denied Patadongan's claim that he was the mastermind behind the abductions. Barreto has also refuted the allegations that she was involved in the missing sabungeros case. Meanwhile, the DOJ confirmed on August 29 that it already issued an immigration lookout bulletin order against the suspects in the case. The Department of Finance denies reports that South Korea had canceled a 28.7 billion peso infrastructure loan to the Philippines over corruption concerns. The clarification comes after media cited South Korean President Lee Jae-myung as saying he had halted the loan's implementation, citing its supposed potential for corruption. In a statement on Wednesday, September 10, the DOF says the 28 billion rural modular bridge project is currently being proposed for financing by the government of France and not South Korea. The department explains that the project was initially considered for funding by South Korea. However, it notes that the Department of Agrarian Reform halted previous discussions last year due to non-alignment on scope and other key technical specifications. According to the DOF, the Philippine government then sought other bilateral partners who can implement the full scope of the project. The agency then emphasizes that there is no existing loan for the project with South Korea. E made the announcement on Facebook on Tuesday, September 9, attaching the link to the exclusive report by INQUIRER.net, a magazine affiliated with Korea's center-left daily, the INQUIRER. As quoted by English publication Korea Jungang Daily, E said he ordered the immediate suspension of all procedures related to the project. The South Korean president also said it was fortunate the project had not yet begun, so no funds from Seoul's Economic Development Cooperation Fund have been spent. INQUIRER.net reported on Monday, September 8, that the loan was belatedly resumed despite being flagged by the country's Ministry of Strategy and Finance. The Daily alleged that the loan was for President Bongbong Marcos's program to build some 350 modular bridges in rural areas nationwide.